Okay.
Oh,
Hold on. This person shows up in my head. I can see them. They use my body. It's weird. He's like, okay. Like we do a head bop thing in agreement. Hang on. Very comfortable, will come. I can hear him. Like what would be sitting down next to you because you can hear the like that. That's interesting. What are you doing?
another couches probably.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hold on. Is this his home? Are you in his home?
This is actually my home.
Our home. Okay, okay. He says, because he says like this, I said, what are you doing here? He says, it feels at home. I feel at home. And that's why I was like, okay, is this your home? Hang on. He was actively married whenever he passed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, okay. And he goes, that was what was going on earlier. Remember, I was like, hold on, I want this to be recorded. So he talks about wife, and I said, okay, is like wife passed? Like, what are we talking about with wife? And he put to wife and puts question marks over and over again. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think she's here. Like, what's going on with that? And then he talks about how he shows wife, I guess that's mom, and how she's like, so like maybe we don't want to be here, or maybe we don't like this or something like that. He says that, is she afraid of this?
My mom, no, actually.
Tell me, where's she at?
She's at work. I actually booked a session specifically for her.
Oh, good. Okay, so she's, okay, perfect. When is that?
October.
Okay, so we'll keep, okay. So I will, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get to her. He's trying to get to her. So what I'll do is I will tell, can I just give her a little bit? Is that okay beforehand?
Yeah,
like,
I think she would love that.
So too. Okay, hold on, let's see. Hang on. Man. He goes, and he keeps showing me an image of like her coming up to him being here, her being here, and then going. So what for me, that means that she would be proud of him. She would be proud of him. And he likes still being that, that he could be. Yeah, wait. It's my way. It's my way. He talks about how she would talk or she would be. He goes, that's my way in my head. He won. He sounds like somebody. He says, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for like this many years. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he sounds like an old soul in that, right? What did you do? What was happening? Hang on. He's totally a dad. He's like, he's totally that person that's like, I'm going to try to be cool, but like not in a goofy way, just like kind of like slightly joking because he's generally pretty serious. Hold on. What are... There's little kids or there were kids running around. I have no idea why. He just like ushered little kids or two little kids. Oh, no, they're kids. They're actual kids. Hang on. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Where do you come into play? Hang on. Is somebody having a girl? What's going on with the girl? Because I feel like we have boys. Is somebody having a girl?
Is somebody having a girl?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. My sister has
boys, right? Okay.
Yeah, 2 boys. And then my boyfriend, he has 2 boys.
Okay, so that's all the boys. Okay, interesting. So he keeps showing like this. He shows, he goes like that. So that for me is 2. That's why I was doing that. He's talking about ushering them around. And I go, oh, okay.
It might be my nephews, to be honest.
Really? Okay. And then but he keeps it because it's a big family, and he keeps going, the little girl, like the little girl or the little girl coming in. And then that's why I'm like, it might be with you. And I feel it. And I'm like, no, it's not there. And then I feel this and I'm like, no, it's not there. Okay. There's probably a girl coming in here somewhere, and we'll have to figure out where that is. But because they're not here, that's a whole weird thing. Hang on. Hold on, what? Where are you from? I mean, where's he from? Hang on. He says he did much better than his family. He's very into work. He's very into hard work.
Yes.
He says, I said, where are you from? Where are you from? And all he does is he shows me, and we'll get into that. He says, I worked hard. And I said, I know. And he says, I did a lot better than my family. And I said, good. I know you did. I said, it's time for rest. I said, you're probably tired. And he doesn't like being told what to do. He does not like resting either. Because I said, it's time to rest. And he goes, like, there's work to be done. And I'm like, can you stop it? Like, just chill for a moment. He just showed me an image of, I don't think he did this. He just showed me an image of cleaning a dish with a sponge. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because he's hanging around doing that now. Hold on, wait, I want to see what this is. He likes to like sit at do you have a dining room table in here where you're at, like in this room?
Yeah, it's actually on the other side of the couch.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay, I know it's weird. So he's talking about sitting at a dining room table that's in this room and watching you walk back and forth, or watching you is the kitchen in here as well?
Yeah, the kitchen's like
right there. Cool. So this is what he's doing for you. He goes, I go, what are you doing? And he's talking about sitting at this dining room table, and he's talking about watching you walk back and forth. And I said, well, what is she doing? And he has you doing like this with your hair, and he has you going, and I smell food, or like getting stuff ready. And so he's like sitting there as you're like getting stuff ready, like in the kitchen, like doing all these things, and you're very, very flustered like that. Hold on. He wants you to be propped up more. He doesn't want you to be pushed aside, pushed aside. I don't know. Maybe that goes along with like feeling like you get pushed aside with the boyfriend's kids. I don't know. We'll figure out that later. Doesn't mean that it's there. I mean, it's okay. Wait. Does the boyfriend not stand up to like the baby's mama or something like that?
Yeah. We have a lot of issues with that.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we're just gonna get Dad's talking about the drama.
Oh, damn.
It's okay. By the way, before we leave, I'm gonna need to figure out where you got that wood wall stuff behind you, because I love it and I've been looking for one. That's beautiful. Where'd you get that from?
Etsy.
You would. Okay. I'm just writing that down. My husband and I literally were talking about something like that and putting it on this outside wall, and then boom, like yesterday, and there it is. So I'm gonna look.
One bigger than this size.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna put wood wall. Yeah, he goes, I go, so what's going on? And your dad keeps talking about lifting you up because you get very exhausted or tired, or he's giving me feelings. And I said, why is this? And he talks about the boyfriend doesn't need to be a pushover or pussy. And I said, well, why is that happening? And he talks about him not standing up to he puts baby's mama. And I go, oh, and how it puts you in a bind, and it puts you second. Like you're like bending over backwards for this or something. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe y'all make more money than them too. And so you feel like you have to like do everything. I don't know. That's a whole thing too. We'll have to get into, they don't listen to you. We'll look at your chart. I want to look at you in the boyfriend's chart and tell you how to communicate better down the line. Hold on. He says that he hears this as a boyfriend. He says that the boyfriend hears you, but he doesn't retain it.
This sounds about accurate.
I'm just gonna leave that there. Oh my God, I don't know what. Wait, so. I mean, he works. Hold on. She doesn't. What? I'm trying to ask him what you do. He put you on the computer like that. But then he put me almost like, I don't want you to be a teacher. Please don't be a teacher. Hold on. Are you like the front end hardcore like manager or boss of like a company or something? Like in records or something? I have no idea. He has you putting at the front of what would be a company, but it's almost like if you walk in and it's industrial. And I have no idea what that would be. I have no idea. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I'm a correctional officer.
So bars and everything like that. Oh, how interesting. Okay, interesting. So this is what he put. He goes like this. He has you typing. Then he has you walking into what looks like a big metal building or with a lot of metal bars all over it or something like that. That's why I'm like, what is this? And then he has you going and you're giving out paperwork to everybody. Ha, da, 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 da. And I'm like, I've never had a correctional officer before. Interesting. Do you do correctional officer for like kids too?
No.
Okay. Interesting. So because he talks about how only reason is because he brought up like the teaching thing. And he talks about how you would get very, very frustrated, or maybe you get very frustrated at people that don't listen to you or people that aren't following the rules like that. So maybe that.
Yeah. No, it's grown women. He meant women with women.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You hit it on the nail. Yeah. That's where that is. Hold on. So that's why it's so labor intensive. Hold on. Have they been threatening to do cutbacks?
At work, they've talked about it when COVID was
rampant.
Yeah, but I think that talk kind of went away.
Okay, I'm not saying you are going to get cut because I don't feel like you are, but what they just brought up, or he did, was like there's talk or will be talk like pretty damn soon, I would have to say in like the next 3 months, of cutbacks or people cutting back. I just want to let you know this is kind of a thing of like them saying don't freak out about this, you'll make it through. Hold on, what? No, you weren't. You're a liar. No, you weren't. That doesn't make any sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. How can you be a farmer where there's no rain? It's weird. So this is what he just showed me. I said, what do you do? What do you do? I don't think he's a farmer. He just showed me large fields, like farming or whatever this is. And then he put it's like desert, like sunny. And I was like, you can't be a farmer where there's no rain. Hold on. I'm going to ask him more. Give me a second. Hang on. Hold on. He keeps putting himself outside. He's always outside. He's always outside. And he's hot. And he loves it. It's a dry heat. So y'all are dry heat. Wait, what state are y'all? You're Arizona, New Mexico, or California?
California. Okay,
cool. Okay. Oh, that's why there's fucking you can be a farmer with no rain. That's why. Right there. Okay. Y'all are in like Texas.
Trees. You only like land, so
yeah, that's what he's just showing me. Like it's like seas of like just what would be like crops or something like that. And I'm like, how do you have this? Hang on, I want to ask him some more stuff. He's doing a good job. He's pulling stuff out of my head. He's trying. Come here. I'm gonna see if I give him some more juice real quick. I ask him. I go, can you take me to passing? Can you take me what happened? He goes, he doesn't want, hold on, he'll talk about it. The words were pretty much, even on my deathbed, I was bossing people around. Hold on.
Yes.
He goes, he shows me laying down dying. And he goes, oh. And I'm like, you're still being a poop sometimes, aren't you? Hang on. One. He goes and he grabs your hand and he says, I love you. He just said that straight up. Just, I love you. I want to tell you that more. Didn't get to tell you that enough. He didn't like take the time to do it. Like you knew it, but he didn't take the time to do it. And then he apologized for that. He won. I know it's very smart, very great, very smart. Maybe I need to be. I'm going to take care of me. Now she's trying to take care of her mother. Even her mother thinks she knows better. No, she doesn't. She doesn't know better, she says. So now your dad is trying to instruct your mother on listening to you. Hold on. You don't like conflict. You don't like to be in conflict. You'll like say your piece and then you'll like walk out of it or something like that. He's talking about, I guess, between your sister, your mom, and you, like it's a thing and you're like, hold on. What happened then? Hold on. How old are you?
How old am I?
No, hold on. I'm going to ask him, see if he knows. Oh, you're good. I'll ask you too in a second. Maybe. Hang on. Hold on. So he's not 70. Hang on. Yeah, it's interesting with him. He calls himself an old man, and he's not. And he's not. Hang on.
My mom would call him mi viejo, which means my old man.
Really? Whoa, okay, yeah, he keeps saying old man. I'm an old man. And I was like, you're not okay, that's why. Interesting. Very gray. Hey, I'm like, you are not very gray. You have dark hair still. Stop it. Hold on. He says barbecue. I said, okay, good. He can't be over 65. He can't be over 65. Hold on. How old are you? Like 34? How old are you right now? 30?
28. I had to think about it.
29? Okay, are you about to be 29?
Turning 28 this
Okay, it's coming up. Okay, interesting. You have like not saying the look, but you have a feeling about you that you're like the age, like the wise part of you that comes through. Look into that. It's interesting. It's a vibe. Hang on. Not saying you look that. Don't say that. Hold on. I want to ask him. He keeps bringing up the boyfriend over and over again. And I'm going to look into y'all's charts in just a second. Maybe you feel like you're in too deep already. That's maybe made too many connections. Is this like working on a 2-year relationship now?
3 years.
Okay, yeah, that's why. Okay, I go. So what's up with the boyfriend? What's going on with that? And I said, can't they just break up if they need to be? And he goes, well, and he's talking about too many relationships, like it'd be breaking a shit ton of ties. And I was like, well, it doesn't always mean anything bad. I'm not saying we need to break up. I'm just being the devil's advocate on both sides right now. And I said, why is that? And I said, have they been going out for like 6 months, 9 months? How? And he goes, a year. And he goes, another year. And I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, we are deep in it. He says that, hang on. I think y'all are going to be together, but I think there's going to be something that ends up tearing y'all apart because he says that you'll find out. And so I think he's just going to let it go your way. I'm not saying anybody's cheating, but it's almost like you come to a thing where you go, oh, and I don't know why. So before we go even deeper, because I like him, I just want to look I want to look at charts real quick. Hang on. I want to see why he would feel this way. And then I want to go back into channeling and I want to ask him what happened to him. I want to ask him stuff about your life, stuff about your house, stuff about what's going on with everything too. So let me go ahead and look at you and him. That way I can get that out of the way. So my birthday is November 7th of 1988. When is yours?
October 25th, 1994.
You would be a Scorpio. Yep. That's that dark, mysterious thing. That's where that came from. October 25th, 1994, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hang on. And then I was born in Houston, Texas. Where were you born at?
I was born in Clovis, California.
Dan, that's a freaking desert out there. I've stayed there many times. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, it's beautiful. I stayed in like a really cute little Airbnb. I think the most interesting place was driving through the Grapevine, and it's Ernesto or something like that, California. There's nothing out there. And then let's talk about, okay, when is the boyfriend's birthday?
May 25th, 1991.
Hold on. Do you know where he was born at?
Merced, California, I want to say.
Okay. Hang on. Let me see. I just want to look at this. I want to see why. Okay. That's why. I bet he has a Pisces in communication style. When I'm talking about signs real quick, I'm not talking about, oh, are you a Scorpio, blah, blah. What it is that you're a certain vibration, you have a certain frequency about you and how you view and how you move throughout your physical world. And so when you meet somebody and you entangle with them or get in a relationship with them, what happens is that their frequencies and how they view the world have to tune well or match up with how you view your world. That way you guys can grow together like this instead of growing like this or all sorts of fucked up. And so you can feel that. And so it's like, where is that at? Can we change it? Can we fix it? Can we look at the other way? What is that? Because relationships, either you work together or you end up finding more about yourself and vice versa from the other person. So let me look at this real quick. See why you like them. Ooh, I see. Ooh, wow. Hold on. Yeah, you definitely don't like conflict. Ooh. He make sure that he doesn't boss you around too much. You're a really good person, but make sure that's the only thing he has is that he could try to act like he's really, really tough and bossing you around. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so this would be, I'm just going to look at this and I'm just going to tell you about it is, and you just leave it alone and love it and enjoy it. If I was going to just rate it, both are great people. Both are amazing people. You yourself have a lot more drive. He, unbeknownst to you, he's going to do better in his life because you exist in his. Okay, even though he won't admit it. Okay, so why is that? And then also, we'll get into this. Okay, so your sun sign, your outer personality, and how you view the world is in Scorpio. That's where mine is. It's deep, intense, it's brooding, it's this like more sultry, intense thing, right? Yeah. His sun sign, his outer personality, he's actually Gemini, so he's on the cusp, right? And so he's kind of like back and forth. I see why you'd like him. Now his moon, his emotional side, who he is naturally emotionally, that's in Scorpio. So when you are just loving him or talking to him and being naturally who you are, that's hitting that emotional place for him. When a guy has an air sign, so it's almost like this Gemini, this light, airy, fun, communicative talking, and then they have this deep Scorpio intense moon. what can happen is they sometimes they grow up with a chip on their shoulder. And then what ends up happening is when they meet somebody like you that's amazing and intense and loving and powerful, they can try to snuff out your fire, and they can get angry at you for being you. And they can try to snuff out your light. Okay. And it's because they don't want to view it and acknowledge it within themselves. And so one of the things that can happen here is that you would have somebody that's a really good communicator, but then as you get to know them more and more, this is talking about him, unless he understands his full power and potential, he can shut down, and you would be like, no, I want to talk. I want to be a part of this. Like, let's go through it. And then they would be like, no, yeah, why would you be like this? And you are just going to be like, but this doesn't make any sense. It's because he has a lot of inner emotional turmoil that he doesn't know how to work through, because he never got taught how to let those emotions go. And so what ends up happening is that it comes out in rage or drinking too much or saying things like fuck that, like stuff like that. And you're very level-headed and even keeled, and so you're going to come and you're going to try to help. This person has I guess you'd say unstable, because it's this light, bright, and then this underneath. And so I see where the fun would be, but it almost can be like a nuclear fission reaction. And one of the reasons why I know this too is because my ex-husband had this. So it was very, very interesting. The other thing too with this is that, but if they know how to use it and they know how to get rid of it, then these people are brilliant. They are also master manipulators as well. So be careful. Okay. But that doesn't always mean that it's bad. It means that they'd be good in sales, or they would be good with communicating with people or getting things done or networking, things of that nature. Now your moon, your emotional side, who you are naturally underneath, is in Cancer. Okay. So yes, both your emotional states are in a water sign, but his is all about, getting you under their thumb and telling you what to do and where you need to go. And then yours is all about, I want to keep the family together. I want to keep the family close. I want to make sure that everybody's going to be okay. I'm going to take care of you at all costs, like no matter what. And so this could lead to, you see what I'm talking about. So make sure that you stand your ground. Another thing is, since you have so much Cancer in you, that you would be ripe for the pickings for somebody to try to manipulate you in an emotional relationship. So if you feel it, trust your gut, you know what it's saying to you. I'm just going to leave that there. Okay. There's a lot of women and a lot of men that stay in bad relationships when they have tons of, I'm not saying this is, but I'm saying down the line, like 10 years down the line, they stay in these relationships where they're like, well, they told me that they were going to marry me, but it's been 14 years and they're just not ready yet.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Okay. Another thing too is that your communication style, how you talk and how you want to be spoken to, that's in Libra. And so that's all about, okay, y'all, let's make sure things are going to go okay. All right, I'm fine. Are you okay? Let's even it out. Let's make it even keel. I like to see the beauty in life. Like, you don't like emotional turmoil. And so then over here with him, his communication, and you'll always bend. You'll always bend. Also, you're a water sign, so you're very emotional. You're very deep. That's why Dad's here too, because it's like this depth. His communication style is in Taurus, which means it's like, all right, it's my way. That's it. And then it's like, do you want to do this? Come with me. I'm going to go out into the area and watch sports, or I'm going to go do this, like, like you come with me, and you'll be like, okay, like, I like it, but make sure that they come over to your side too. These are also opposite as well. So this could be, they would just be in a communication. They would be stern, and wanting a lot of passion out of a relationship and wanting a lot of passion out of communication. And you may be very top level and just like kind of going with the flow just to make sure that things don't crack and crumble. The next thing on this is that your Venus, so how you want to be loved and how you give love in return, this is why you guys also got together, is because your Venus is in Scorpio. So this is a good thing. This is a bad thing for you, because whenever somebody has a Venus in Scorpio, when they find somebody and they love them, they latch on and they don't let them go. they stay with them no matter what, because it's a safe space, because it's hard to give your heart to somebody else, because when you love somebody super, super, super deeply. You're not like me with a Libra that's just like, all right, I had sex with you, I'm going to go on and date my other boyfriend now. Like, it's not there. So yours is very, very intense. His love style is in Cancer. So it's all about, I want to keep the family together. I want to make sure that this is okay. And so he does care about family. But a lot of times too, and he would be a really, really good family person, as long as he allows all those other emotions to kind of go away. And so this could lead him to like these, it could be like an outburst. Like, he's a really good guy, but he could get really, really emotional, get really, really mad, and then come up to you down the line and be like, I'm so sorry. You know, I want this. You know, I love you. You know, I need this. It's because it's his Cancer kicking in. And then you're going, okay, you know, so just watch out for that. And then the other thing is that your Mars, this is your masculine side. This is your drive in life. This is exactly why you are doing what you're doing. And this is why you're excelling at it. And this is why you also need to stay in a leadership role, or even opening up your own business or company later on. So your Mars is in Leo, which means you need to be number one. You need to be the head of the company. You have this drive, you have this fire, you have this passion. You have it to where other people will look up to you. And when men are looking for somebody stable, they always look for somebody that has this like Leo-esque type of energy. Now, what this also means is when they find that in somebody, they will get threatened by it, and they may try to shut it down as well. So make sure, do let your little light shine. Okay. And it's always good. Now, his Mars, his masculine side is in Cancer, which means, again, it's no wonder he would have a hard time with the ex-baby's mamas and stuff like that. Why? Because they're very mushy. They say it, they want to do this, but then they don't. They'll just go around it. They know all feeling. They don't want anybody to be mad at each other, you know, but then when it comes to somebody close, they'll block you out and they'll have like a cold shoulder, whereas you will get your emotions really, really hurt. And then you'll say you're not, but you'll sulk about it later on. And when y'all get into a fight, you want to communicate, you want to talk, you want to let things out, and he'll just shut down. So remember, don't play into it, just walk away, let it go off. And he's like a crab. So whenever you walk away, he'll come out and be like, where'd she go? What happened? That's how that will go. Okay. Now, another thing too is that, and this is where I'm talking about, just watch out for them snuffing out your light, is because his ascendant, his ego, his outer personality, this is not who he is naturally. None of us are our egos naturally. So his ego is in Leo. Men with an ego in Leo means that they want to be number one. They want to be looked up to as dominant. They want to have the nice car. They want to have the good family. They want to have everything great, but they also like to show off a lot. And you, okay, so in your Mars is in Leo. So when you are acting in that, which is your natural way, you saw him for his outer personality, and you're like, man, this is how I am all the time, because this is my masculine side. You're like, oh man, I like that. But that's not who he is. He doesn't have Leo in any other part of his chart. That's the only part. So that's not who he is normally. The other thing too, and why you would bring the best out, or why you would bring, I guess you'd say, the best out in him, is that his Jupiter, this is if he acts in this vibration, amazing things will happen to him. That's in Leo. So when he's acting as your partner, when you're being two lions together in an amazing way, great things will happen when he honors you and y'all are at the same level. Now your Jupiter, okay, so your positive area, if you act in this vibration, that's in Scorpio. So what this means is when you're acting like yourself, amazing things will happen, which is just very intense. So that means don't transform into anybody else. Now, the thing that could cause a downfall here, this is just what I want to talk about before we get back into Daddy, is that we have a thing called a Lilith. It's our shadow side. It's a side we're trying to break away from. So your Lilith, okay, so your shadow side, what you're trying to get away from, that's in Leo. So you're trying to get away from like the pompous, arrogant side of Leo, okay? And your boyfriend's, if he's always acting in his ego, you're going to kind of repel until he realizes that he's acting that way. He's really like this powerhouse of deep, intense emotion and amazingness underneath it. So that could repel it. And then his Lilith, his shadow side, what he's trying to not be like, you ready for this? That's in Libra. And that's where you have a lot of yours at. So he's trying to not be flighty and like little white lies and stuff like that. And so you guys are finding reflections of each other. And so if you argue or if you fight, remember all you're doing is trying to make that part of you or like the lesser side go away, and you're seeing it in each other, reflecting it. Now, the other thing with this is that let's look at our north node. So the last thing. So we all have a thing called a north node. It's what our soul is trying to become. So we start off as one vibration, then we move into the next. So his north node, what he's trying to become is in Capricorn, which means that he's trying that he really needs to get into starting his own business or having his own thing, but he needs a team around him to support him. Capricorns get very intense and they feel like they can go it alone everywhere, but they end up failing because they don't have a partner. And so you're trying to teach him that. And then your north node, which is interesting, is in Scorpio. And so you are literally, you're just trying to be more like yourself. That's all you're trying to be. You're trying to like get into your own shoes. You're trying to like not be for everybody else, but just be for you. And you're this very intense, older, like wise thing. That's what I was talking about. I was like, where is all that coming from? And it's from all of this. This also means when you have a lot of Scorpio and you have a Scorpio north node, that you will see some crazy stuff in your life. Like people that have this placement, sometimes it's not like, you know, oh, my dog died. It's like, I watched my dog get shot in front of me. Like you will have some crazy stuff happen to you. And then the last thing with this that I wanted to look at is that we all have masculine versus feminine energy. Masculine means we think logically, and then feminine things means we think emotionally. So your boyfriend, this is interesting. So your boyfriend is 8 feminine and 2 masculine, which means, again, this is what I was saying. So it's not bad. That means he thinks emotionally first. But what that means too is if he doesn't work through the emotions, then it will come out in anger because we don't know how to understand them. And then you are also 8 feminine and you are 2 masculine. So what ends up happening here is that we have 2 emotional divas in the house in a great way. And there can only be one diva, and that's you. Okay. Yeah. Which is a thing. And so is you will both battle for diva emotional roles. And okay, so just FYI. So if he's ever being very, very whiny, he'd be a great guy. He'd be a really, really, really good dad. But he's going to have to learn how to say no and mean it, you know, and that's going to be hard because he doesn't have any of what you have in him. And it's going to drive you nuts because all he's a lot of talk, he's a lot of raw, but he's a lot of squishy, like emotional squishy. So you will be called mean a lot, and you are not. You are just creating healthy boundaries. Okay. Just the FYI, I would see this would drive me nuts in a great way. But yeah, you could play each other like a fiddle. Oh my God, I would love to be a fly on the wall, like in an argument, because it would just be so ridiculous in a great way. Oh my God. So do you have any questions on that before I go back in?
No, I thank you. So a lot of stuff that I do see in him and that I do see in myself. So I don't think I have questions in that aspect.
Mm-hmm. I just want you to know, so what that's good for is that way you can see, it's more of like a retrospect. So like standing outside yourself and being like, oh, that's why I do that. Or, oh, that's why they do that. Oh, that's where that is. And so that way you know that you're not crazy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me get back over here really quick. I want to see him. Hang on. Is your mom like absolutely lost without him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, where are you at? I go, I search your house for a second. I go, where are you at? Where are you at? And he says, he's with your mom. He's with your mom. And I go, okay, well, can you come back over here? I said, why are you there? I said, isn't she having a good time without you being there? Like, isn't she shopping? Isn't she doing all this stuff like that? And he talks about her like muddling around in her home, like we're lost. We're lost without him. He feels like he should have been more caring for her. I think that's the biggest thing. He tried to do his best. He didn't know. Hold on. You get your Leo from your father, by the way, because he has that About him. That's where you get that from. All the way. Hang on. Hold on. He always tried. He always liked to feed his family. He's so proud of what he did. He's proud of what he did. He's proud of how he got placed. Where were you from? Hold on. Can we go back to that? And I want to ask you what happened with you. Somewhere down south. Hang on. Country. It's not Mexico, I can tell you that. Hold on. It's not Portugal. Hang on. He keeps showing me but you're not Puerto Rican. He keeps showing me plantains, which means it's not Mexican. Hang on.
Oh, like bananas?
Yeah, like platanos, like that.
Yeah.
He keeps showing you. So one of my favorite things is I go to a I have a Honduran and Ecuadorian place that I like to go to, and they do plantains with like the cheese and then the crema and the beans, and I eat that for breakfast sometimes, and it's so fucking good. And so he keeps showing me that, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, because both do that. That's why it's like Puerto Rico, and he put an X over it. Hang on, hold on. Is he the only one that came over here? So he was born and raised in another country and then came over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe like two brothers that came as well.
Really? But the parents and everybody stayed there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I said, I go, well, what? He says, my family. And then he keeps going back over. And I said, okay. And he keeps talking about mom and dad. And I said, fine. I said, so they didn't came over? And he said, no. I said, hang on. They literally are the American dream, like work in a better life. Like that's what that was for, work in a better life. Hold on. Is he Honduran or Ecuadorian?
He's Salvadorian.
Salvadorian. Okay.
You said plantains. I was like, oh yeah.
Plantains. They have them there too. Okay, interesting. Okay, hold on. Interesting. I forget about that. Hold on. What? Fucking plantains. I love them. What? Where are you going? He keeps folding up a shirt with a flip pocket on it, or like a little pocket on it. Keeps folding it up. He's talking about doing this with like the arms. He does his little buttons. He keeps talking about maybe he's getting dressed up himself, but he's like a t-shirt man though too. That's the whole thing. He hold on, ratty t-shirt and ratty jeans, or ratty like khaki shorts. He like cargo pants. Cargo shorts, sorry. He's like changing. He puts on sunglasses in my head. What are you doing? Your father's just working. That's what he wants to do. He just wants to be outside. He just wants to work. You can see his hands. You can see how he's like they're like calloused, or they're rougher, and they're like in here, and he keeps doing like this, and he keeps holding, hold on. Did he actually repair and like work with machines all the time too? Is like, that's a thing?
He would always fix my mom's car.
Okay.
My mom's mechanic.
Okay. He goes like this. I said, what are you doing? I mean, he shows me just this. It's like seeing a picture like this. And he shows me what would be like a plug, or like a spark plug. And he says, machine. And I was like, okay, machine. He believes like they don't, maybe you like new, but he believes that they don't need to have it new or something. He doesn't need to have it new. Oh, did y'all get mom a new car?
Mm-mm.
No, weird. It's almost like I want to put her in like a little Sentra or something like that, like a Nissan, but new. I have no idea why. Like red. This is the thing. Hold on. What? Come here. Come back over here. He says a little house. Wait, what do you mean? He's counting cash and he's talking about saving their pennies. Hold on. Your dad is making me feel all of these physical things in my head. Hang on. I want mom. He keeps going and he keeps talking about, we'll get into mom more. He keeps talking about like bright sunshines and bright colors and bright daisies and bright this. Like he keeps trying to brighten her life over and over and over again. Hold on. Is it hard for your mother to go shopping for herself? Will she only buy stuff for other people?
I think it's just really hard for her to go out in general now since dad passed.
Really? Okay, this is what he said. Well, what? And he keeps going and it's a stupid symbol in my head, but he comes in and he brings in like bright colored flowers. Like it's like red or pink or whatever this is. And he talks about how the home or where she lives at is very like dark or very dim. That's what we're going into. And I go, well, what? He says it's hard for her to go shopping. It's hard for her to go shopping. And I said, why? And he keeps picking up items and saying like, it's for you. It's for you. It's for you. So that for me means either she's always shopping for him in her head, or that means we're always shopping for other people and we're not thinking about ourselves. And he says that, hang on. He goes up and he goes, he makes your mother so small in my head compared to him. He feels like, and I'm not saying that she is, but he puts himself as this really big, tall guy. And I know he's not 6'5". And then he keeps putting your mother is like this little, like 4 foot, maybe like 8 woman and going, like that. So there's 2 things for that. That means I'm always watching over you. I'm always looking after you. But that also means that I'm going to be your protector. Your dad is on the same level as you, by the way. So he's not protecting you. He's here looking at you eye to eye. So it's very, very different. So hold on. Had they been married for more than 30 years?
I want to say either 30 or a little bit 32, something like that.
Okay. I go, how long are we all together? I said, I bet, since you were like 18 or 19 or something like that. He says, no, 30 years. I said, okay. Very straightforward. The way that they feel is something for forever. Hold on. I want to ask about you. He's talking about, you think, are you like, you can't do that right now. You can't do that right now. Are you like actively complaining about the size of your house and wanting to get a bigger one, but there's like no way to do it right now? What's going on with that? Are you growing out of it?
I like it, but we have 2 boys. And so if I wanted another kid, I'm like, well, where am I going to put my kid?
Okay. He has you, I said, so where are you at in the house? I said, can you show me more? Because he started off by being in your kitchen and then watching you back and forth. And he says, it's good. And he talks about it being like a square rectangle. And I said, okay. He says, but I hear her saying like, I need more. I said, okay. I said, and he keeps talking about right now is not a good time. I said, obviously. He says, hold on. Hold on. Have you talked about getting engaged around Christmas?
No. I mean, we've talked about, taking the next step, but I don't know about that.
Okay, so this is what he just said. I said, I go, so what's coming up? I said, are they going to move this year? Are they going to go into something different? How does that work? And then he takes your relationship and he takes it to the next level in my head. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then he puts like December, like right around December, January time. And I'm like, did we talk about getting engaged in December? Is that what's happening? Hang on. You make more money right now than he does?
And my boyfriend?
Yeah.
No, we make about
The same. Okay. Okay. He talks about only, it's not bad. Your dad goes, he's talking about you paying for more. And I was like, okay, I don't know if that's a thing. I think your dad's just like super protective of you and making sure that you get what you want. And, fine. He said, hang on. I said, so what do you want to talk about? What do you have issues with? Hold on. Your dad is your protector all the time. He's very consumed with this boyfriend thing. Did he not get to meet him?
He actually did get to meet them, but they didn't really get to have that much of a close relationship.
Yeah. He shows this, but then like no words, no nothing, no words, no nothing. So for me, that means maybe we had a handshake, or maybe he's coming out and shaking his hand now. But there's not. Hold on. I am just going to hold on. I'm just going to leave this there. Is it okay if I be very, very blunt?
Yeah.
I like it. I think the relationship is okay. Dad, I keep seeing little girl for you over and over and over again, but I don't see it until you're like 32, like right around that area. So it's a little bit longer, but then for some reason, it's almost like there's not a tie to this person. So I'm trying to figure out why. And it feels like in a way that something that you can't control, like something shows up and you go, oh my God, it's not like a fight. It's not like, it's just like something out of the blue. And it, for a second, is it bad? No, it's great. I like it. It's good. It's good. But there's just, I'm just going to leave that there. I'm just going to leave that there. Cause I asked, I was like, oh, is she going to have a baby? When is this going to happen? Are we going to do this? And he puts it out. He puts it out. He puts it out. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it there. We're just going to have to see what happens. But like your dad, hold on. You're such a good stepmom, though. I'm just going to call you stepmom. You're such a good stepmom, though. Hang on. Are his boys like 8 to 12 years old?
9, 13.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. I ask him, I go, how old are they? And he says that they are old. My son is 8. He says that they're older than my kid, but they're not in high school yet. And I'm like, all right, so they're right in there. So they're enough to have talking back. He likes them. He pats them like this. But his big thing is like how he's very protective of you. He's talking about how you get talked to or how you talk to. And he loves you. He just wants you to be like this very, very strong persona. Hang on, I want to ask Dad what happened more. Hang on. Yeah, he's just going to be a person that stands behind you all the time. So what? I keep asking, I go, so what happened to you, Dad? What's going on? And he says that you don't need to worry about me. You don't need to worry about me. He's very passive when it comes to that. He says that so he says, sick, no. Hold on. He's talking about even, I guess, at his worst, he can get up. He's going to get up and he's going to go do his own thing no matter what. Did he end up having like a form of cancer? What happened with him?
He actually had COVID.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I actually, maybe the reason why he feels at home is towards like his last days. I was taking care of him and, he was staying in my guest bedroom.
Oh, here. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's exactly why. Okay. No wonder. Oh, so that's why he'd be there, because he's still staying in your house. Yeah, he's talking about how long did he have this for? Because it feels like months.
He ended up having it for close to a month.
Yeah, it's a long time.
COVID is like 14 days and then you get better.
Yeah, yeah.
He went past the 14 days and he just got worse.
Yeah, okay.
And like how you described, like even at his worst, he was like, I'm fine.
Huh. That's what he keeps talking about. Well, that's interesting. So that's why he coughed, because he goes like this. He goes, and then he makes me feel burning. And I'm thinking, this man doesn't have lung cancer. I was like, what is that? So that's why, okay, so it's long drawn out. But he keeps making me feel like he's so weak. He's getting so weak. But what he does is he like gets out of the bed. And he's like, I don't care. I don't need to be helped. Hold on. He doesn't want anybody to rack up a bill. He doesn't want people to rack up a bill. He doesn't want the hospital. He doesn't want anything like that. Hang on. Hold on. Somebody was petting his head. He keeps doing this. Hang on. He doesn't like that bedroom. He doesn't like to look in that bedroom. He says, I said, can you take me there? And he goes, and he like pushes it aside. Hold on. He like comes out. I want him to have slippers on. I want him to have like chanclas on. And it's like, I could hear him scooting. Like I can hear that on tile or wood floor, whatever. It's more like tile in my head, or maybe it's fake wood. And you can hear like the echo of it. And then he's like walking around, like getting something from the kitchen for breakfast, and he like bites it and then like walks back away. Like this gentleman is still in your house, kind of. Hold on. What? Hold on. Where are you going? He misses you. He says, I love her and I appreciate it. Hold on. What are you doing? He just turned on music, like trumpets in my head. It's like that. And he's like, come on, play it, or like play the band, play the music. Hang on. One. I don't even know what type of music that would be. He says he's going outside. Hold on. He like doesn't like to sit down and eat. I mean, he will for a second. He's not a big communicator. And then he gets up and he takes it. He'll walk outside with everything. He's like, your father is like actively waiting for your mom. And then he's in your house and he's actively in here. And hang on. Has this house been like, I mean, it looks new to me. Has it been redone on the inside, or have the bathrooms been redone recently or something, like new?
No, I've actually only had this house for maybe a little over a year.
Okay, was it a new build?
2006.
Okay. It's weird. He talks about going into like a side bathroom. He talks about, I think he's in your hallway. He's talking about going to like a side bathroom. He's talking about how it's like a shotgun, or it's like really, really long. He's talking about how the toilet almost hits the wall. He's talking about how, so it's like, more shallow. He says it's new, it's good. He likes it. And I was like, okay, so it's a new build maybe. And he's talking about redoing it. And so I was like, but this house looks new. Why are we redoing the bathrooms? What's going on here? He's talking about how you could hear him shuffle. You could hear him walk if you wanted to. Hang on. What, Dad? Did they end up having to take him in an ambulance?
Yeah.
I said, I go, what happened with you? I said, can you tell me with this at the end? I said, did you end up dying in the back room? What happened? And he said, ambulance. And I said, oh, and he's talking about riding in it. Like that was his last ride. And I was like, I see. He says that he made me hear wee, 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 wee. That's what he said. And I go, okay. He kind of wishes that he would have just died at your house.
Oh.
He's talking about going there. He's talking about. So you were able to be in the room with him? Was that a thing? Yeah.
First they weren't going to, but then we're like, well, we know he's dying. Like, how are you gonna not let us in the room with him? And then come in. Like,
that's not normal. Everybody I've ever seen has died of COVID. It's always by scream.
That's why we're like, it's a miracle that they even let us in, because they were like, nope. And at the end, we're like, come in.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. He says he does this. He's laying in bed. He's what would be unconscious, and he's taking himself above his body. And he's talking about people. So he's talking about people walking around like his bed below at the base, being very concerned. I think you go along with that. He's talking about how y'all were able to come in and be with him. And that was a very, very cool thing, whereas normally you wouldn't be able to. He wishes he would have died here because he didn't like dying there. But that's okay. But he like honestly doesn't want to put that on you. Hang on. He calls your mom his wife, his bride. He doesn't want, I'm sure this is all in Spanish, but it's coming through in my head as English. And because the words he says just doesn't make sense sometimes in my head. He's talking about his wife, his bride. He's like, I'm with you. I went home with you. He just danced in my head for a second, and he's not a dancing person. So he's trying to show me that he's full of vigor and he's good now. And hold on. He doesn't like how his body looked. He says he looked like shit, pretty much. He says that I was once a strong, powerful man, and now I've come to this. That's what he said. I will take care of my family and keep them safe. That's what he says. He should have listened. I don't know what we should have listening to. Maybe we told him to go or something like that. We should have listened. He says, don't be stubborn. That's all he says. He says, don't be stubborn. I said, what is the moral of the story, Dad? He says, don't be stubborn. I go, okay. Yeah. He loves you. He's good. He hangs out in your house. Like, they don't go out. He just gave me a ball. Would be almost like a soccer ball, and he kicks it, and he talks about how the boys don't go outside. I have no idea why. Maybe hold on.
They don't.
He says they don't go outside. He's talking about maybe is one like getting fat and the other one thin?
No, they're actually both pretty
very small. Okay. He's talking about one being like very sedentary and the other one being more hyperactive and around. So that would mean me being or like that. I think your dad goes with you to work. It's just a whole nother thing. Yeah. So for right now, what I want you to do you have your dad is cool. Your dad is a powerhouse. I know you know who he is. He's so quiet though. He's quiet. His version of heaven is being productive. His version of heaven is helping others get out of tight situations. His version of heaven is fixing things for people and them just shutting up and not talking about it. His version of heaven is being with you and loving you and sitting at your kitchen table. His version of heaven is being with your mother as well. So he loves it. He's waiting around for y'all. He's not gone. He's just very quiet. So he kind of like sneaks around like in my head. Oh. So no, he's good. He loves you, and he's trying to express that. He's trying to express it. So don't ever think that he doesn't. But what I want you to do right now, no, I'm going to give you a thing that I need you to do. This is going to be your homework, okay? So tonight, when you're going to bed, when you have the TV off, when you have the phone put down and everything like that, I want you to do stuff. Because he wants to do stuff for people, because he wants to help out, I want you to practice this with him. Tonight, when you're by yourself and you have everything turned down, I want you to call him in. I want you to remember a good memory that you had with him, not him dying, not him being in the hospital. His thing for ambulance was funny. And I want you to say, all right, Dad, I want to see your name, or I want you to give me a sign, and I need you to pick a sign. I need you to pick an item, a name, something. It can be anything. It can be something ridiculous, right? Pick it and then use it in your head, see it in your head, or hear it in your mind's eye. And then I want you to say, all right, Dad, I want you to show this to me in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay. And then I'll know it's you. And so what ends up happening is you're giving him a tool. You're giving him an item that he can make show up in your world. And then you will go, oh my God, he's there with me. Mm-hmm. And they'll do that. And so I need you to do that. And then I need you to report back to me when you get that.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is that if you need me or if you have any questions, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to be okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you for this. I appreciate
it.
So
I know from losing a dad, it's hard. But I need you, especially with him, do that sign thing. Do it. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be okay. And then let me know what happens. You got it? Mm-hmm. All right. I love you. Go kick ass. You got it?
Thank you. You have to go on.